Yes, welcome to part 3 video on aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. In this part 3 we will see that preparation of ketones. Already we did in the part 2 preparation of aldehydes. Some name reactions are also 4 or 5 name reactions are also we discussed. So now today we discuss about the preparation of ketones. Ketones means the carbonyl group should attach on both sides the carbon atom. So that is the ketone. So in the preparation, so the ketones will be prepared in 3 methods. That is from acid chlorides or acyl chlorides, from acyl chlorides, from nitrile compounds, from benzene or substituted benzene compounds. How they will be made, let us have a discussion. That means preparation of ketones can be done in 3 methods. One is acyl chloride, second one is nitriles from benzene or substituted benzenes. So let us have a discussion on the 3 methods. First method, from acyl chlorides. So generally these acyl chlorides of alkanes or that is whatever it may be, they are treated with the dialkyl cadmium. Dialkyl cadmium. So this is the treatment. That means acid chlorides are treated with dialkyl cadmium. What will happen? Suppose here R is the one group, R2 is the another group, R dash. We will keep it 2 separate, show the difference of the 2 alkyl groups. Then what will happen? This cadmium releases this chlorine and it will be released as cadmium chloride, dichloride. 2 molecules, if you take it here also, we will take the 2 molecules. That means cadmium chloride will be out and what will happen? 2 molecules of R dash C double bond O R. Here 2 molecules. So we will get the ketone of 2 molecules of the compound. So this is the way. But how to make it this dialkyl cadmium? That is the more important. This cadmium will be treated with argon, that is Grignard reagent RMgX. Alkyl magnesium halide. If you take these 2 molecules of this one, then what will happen? It will give the cadmium chloride or dialkyl cadmium, that is magnesium chloride, magnesium halide will be taken out, MgX will be taken out, 2 molecules of RCD, or it can be written as R2CD. Sorry, this is 2 molecules of R and 1 molecule of CD. That means R2CD will be formed. So this is called the dialkyl cadmium. First, to prepare the ketones from the acyl chlorides, what you have to do first? You have to make the dialkyl cadmium. How you will get the dialkyl cadmium? That means 2 molecules of Grignard reagent. If you take it, Grignard reagent, alkyl magnesium halide, that is called the Grignard reagent. 2 molecules of Grignard reagent, if it is treated with the cadmium metal, what you will get? You will get the dialkyl cadmium and magnesium halide will be separated. This dialkyl cadmium will be treated with the acyl chloride. Then what you will get? You will get a ketone. Again you are getting out the cadmium dichloride as the whatever you are using. So like this we will get the ketone from the acyl chlorides. So acyl chlorides are treated with the dialkyl cadmium. In the presence of this one ether, it will give us the corresponding ketone. So this is the first reaction that we are making. Okay. So second reaction, we will see that one. So alkyl groups, whatever the alkyl groups are there, we will give the ketone names. Okay, separately. That means second method is nothing but the from nitriles. Nitriles means the compounds which contains the CN group or C triple bond N. That is called the nitrile. So let us take one nitrile, CH3, CH2, CN or C triple bond N. So here how many carbon atoms are there? 3 carbon atoms are there. So that's why it is called the propionitrile. Nitrile compounds are directly given in the name of the nitrile. Propionitrile. If you take it, what you have to do to get this ketone? This will be treated with the, what is this? The alkyl magnesium halide. What is that? Is called Grignard reagent. If you take it in the presence of Grignard reagent means in the presence of ether, what will happen? This triple bond is there. One bond will be broken down and forms CH3, CH2, C. How many bonds will be left out? 2 bonds will be left out. Nitrogen, along with nitrogen, magnesium halide also will be there, and another side C6H5 will be added. That means one bond is broken down and making the bonds with the magnesium halide with the nitrogen, and another side another alkyl group or aryl group. So this is called the imine salt. Imine salt will be formed first. That means if from the nitrile, how to get the ketones? First, any nitrile, it is to be treated with the Grignard reagent in the presence of ether. It will give the imine salt as the intermediate compound. But we want to get the ketone. That means this group should be removed and oxygen will be introduced. To introduce the oxygen, this one, what you have to do? It is to be treated with the acid hydrolysis. Catalyzed acid hydrolysis. If you do it, then what you will get? CH3, CH2, C double bond O, and C6H5, and remaining magnesium, alkyl magnesium. This entire movement will be removed and along with the water. So that is magnesium hydroxide. Like this will be formed. So this compound is the ketone. Now, what is the name is given? Propionitrile we have taken. So here what is this? Propane is there and the phenyl group is also there. In these two, which will be the bigger number? That will be taken as the parent carbon and the remaining will be taken. This is called the propion and this is the phenol. That means what is the name is given? Propiophenone. Propiophenone. So this is the product we are getting. R. IUPAC nomenclature if you want to write down. The carbonyl carbon will be taken as the 1 carbon, 2, 3. Okay. And here this phenyl group is attached at the first carbon atom. That means 1 phenyl propanone. So 3 carbon atoms means propanone. So 1 phenyl propanone also can be written like this. So this is from the nitrile. We are getting the ketone. What is to be nitrile to be done? We have to treat with the magnesium, alkyl magnesium halide or aryl magnesium halide. That is the Grignard reagent. In the presence of ether, it gives an intermediate product that is called the imine salt. Will be given further hydrolysis, acidified hydrolysis. It will give the corresponding ketone. So like this, we will prepare the ketones in the second method. So remember how to give the name of these compounds. That is the more important. And third method. In the third method, what you have to do? That is the third method. From the benzene or substituted benzene compounds. Substituted benzene compounds. Substituted benzene compounds means toluene, chlorobenzene, any benzene. First, let us take the benzene. So this is the benzene. How to get this benzene into benzaldehyde or ketone? That is C double bond O R. Or C double bond O. So from the benzene, how to get that ketone? That is the most important. Then this benzene is also, if it is RC double bond O, is to be introduced in this one. RC double bond O groups, if they contains chlorine, another one molecule, H will be removed, chlorine will be there, HCl will be removed. What is this? Acid chloride. Acid chlorides. From the, if the benzene is treated with the acid chlorides, Then in the presence of a strong reducing agent, that is anhydrous aluminum chloride. Anhydrous aluminum chloride, it will give the corresponding ketone. Corresponding ketone. The name, how to give the name, also you know that. Okay, suppose if you take, this is the first carbon atom, phenyl group is attached, alkyl group is names to be written. That is one phenyl corresponding ketone. You have to write. If CH3 is there here, that is two carbon atoms. Okay, ethanone. Or okay, that means one phenyl ethanone. Like that, or acetone. If two carbon atoms compound is acetone. Or if it is there, CH2, CH3 is there, propanone, that is one phenyl propanone. So like that we will give the names. That means from the benzene or substituted benzene compounds, if they are treated with the acid chlorides, in the presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride, it will give us the corresponding ketone. So these are the three important methods are there to prepare the ketones. If you are having any doubts, we can discuss. So this is the important, these three important methods are there to prepare the ketones. Now let us see the next one. Now let us discuss the physical properties of aldehydes and ketones. So in physical properties we will discuss about the boiling points and the solubility. Okay, first let us see the boiling points. The boiling points of aldehydes and ketones, if you compare the same molecular mass of hydrocarbons and ethers, that means molecular mass of aldehyde and molecular mass of hydrocarbon or ether, if you observe it, the molecular boiling points of aldehydes and ketones are higher than the hydrocarbons or ether, which are comparable molecular masses. Why? Because in aldehydes and ketones, weak molecular association will be there. That means molecules will be associated and they will become the greater molecules. Okay, why they are having the molecular association? Due to the dipole-dipole interactions. Dipole-dipole interactions. That is C double bond or dipole movement already we discussed. So due to that, these molecules, aldehydes and ketones, are having the higher boiling points as comparing to the hydrocarbons and ethers only. But if you compare these aldehydes and ketones with alcohols, that is OH bonds, then these aldehydes and ketones are having the lower boiling points than the alcohols. Why? Because intermolecular hydrogen bonding is absent. That means hydrogen bonding between the two molecules, it is absent in the aldehydes and ketones, but whereas in the alcohols it is higher. So that's why these boiling points of aldehydes and ketones are greater than the hydrocarbons or ethers and less than the alcohols. Means the boiling points of aldehydes and ketones are lying in between, more than ethers or hydrocarbons, less than alcohols. So these are the two reasons. Now if you compare to, this is about the boiling points. Now if you come to the solubility, of course, in the aldehydes and ketones, the lower number of aldehydes and ketones, that means methanol, ethanol, all these these compounds, they are soluble in the water. They are soluble in the water. But as the chain of this one, long chain increases of these aldehydes, then what will happen? Their solubility decreases as the number of chain increases. Okay, that is the more important. Okay, so that is this one. Lower aldehydes, that means that is the solubility. Mostly, almost all the aldehydes and ketones are soluble in benzene, carbon disulfide, benzene, and ethers, alcohols. All these are soluble in almost all the compounds. Okay, that is the organic solvents. Okay, but lower number only are soluble in the water. So that is another one. So then, if you come to the smell, that is odor. That means lower aldehydes, they are having the pungent smell. That is very high smell like chlorine gas. they are having. But as the chain increases, it has the fragrance. So that means higher number of aldehydes and ketones, they are giving the fragrance smell. So that's why they are using in the perfumes and other things. So this is about the physical properties of aldehydes and ketones.